Well, that was absolutely devastating. It was so devastating from Thomas Tuchel. What a disgrace. What a disgrace to the England nation. Thomas Tuchel. What a coward. I have watched football for so many times, but I've never seen a coward like Thomas Tuchel. Have watched football for so many times, but I have never seen a coward like Thomas Tuchel. How the fuck are you defending the game in the 65th minute? 35 minutes of defending, inviting pressure. I have never seen a coach like Thomas Tuchel. For so many games, I mean, you can also agree with me. You've watched so many football games. Where have you ever seen a coach putting on a defensive kind of way in the 65th minute? With just 1-0 up? I have never seen that. So much to blame about Thomas Tuchel. The fact is, Thomas Tuchel needs sacking. It's so irritating. There is no coach that can defend a game for 30 minutes. You started well. You were putting the guys on pressure. It was all 50-50. And after scoring, all of a sudden you're defending the game. With 30 minutes left to go and you're defending the game. We've all watched Argentina during all this World Cup. I know they haven't been so well. But for the last 2 games against Cape Verde and Egypt, they were scoring in these kind of minutes. You can't be 1-0 up. For Egypt, it was actually 2-0 up. You can't be 1-0 up against a defending champion and you expect to defend a game for 30 minutes. Sitting back and inviting pressure. What the fuck was that, Thomas Tuchel? This is so irritating from Thomas Tuchel. You had people who can attack the game. You had Kobe Mino. You didn't play Kobe Mino for all the tournament. You had people who can attack from the wings. You had Rashford. You had Bukayo Saka. You had Eberechi Eze. And you also had Madueke, but you played none of them. When things got worse, that's when you decided to bring them in minutes when everything was almost done. What the hell was that, Thomas Tuchel? We were like, maybe the blame could be on FIFA because everyone came into this game and he was like, today Argentina can never survive. They have survived for so many times, but this time around, they had to prove us that we were wrong, and instead they proved us that we were wrong. Because of the mistakes that came from Thomas Tuchel. I had a friend of mine who had actually booked a ticket, and to make it worse, it's non-refundable. But he had booked for a final to go and watch England play the finals. But it's absolutely devastating from Thomas Tuchel. I have never seen tactics like those ones. I know this happened before. You tried it on Mexico, you survived. For Mexico, everyone could understand that England was on a red card. And the only option they had was to defend. But you can't defend a defending champion on just 1 goal. With 30 minutes left to go, it's absolutely annoying. What a mistake from Thomas Tuchel. Just to remind you guys, Southgate has reached all that level. The only reason that Thomas Tuchel was brought in is to put England or to pass 2 levels, the semi-finals and the finals. Because England was once on the quarterfinals with Gareth Southgate. So the reason why they brought in Thomas Tuchel was to get them over those stages. Go through the semi-final, get into the final. We wouldn't care whether England would lose on a final, but at least get onto the final. at least get on to the final and play against, whether it was to be France or Spain. If you lose against those two teams, everyone could agree. But with Argentina, where everyone was like, oh, these guys were just favored to get into this stage, and they absolutely humiliated us. They truly showed to us that it wasn't by favor from FIFA or either. That was absolutely a joke. Oh my God, Thomas Tuchel. I have never watched any match where a coach decides to defend when it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes! 30 fucking minutes left to go and you're defending a game. You're sitting at the back inviting pressure. You continue making substitutes. You made it easier for the coach of Argentina, because if you're bringing on defenders, then he has to bring you attackers. The moment I saw this guy bringing on Nico Gonzalez, Montiel, Depot, and later bringing on Martinez, I was like, this is finished for England. Because for all the times, Enzo Fernandez was trying to knock on the door. He was trying those shots. One was saved by Jack Pickford and the other ones, I don't get it from Thomas Tuchel. That was an absolute disgrace. There is no way you can go out of this. You just need a sack. You just need a sack. That was more of a joke. I have never seen any coach defending a game in 30 minutes. 30 fucking minutes. You sit at the back and invite pressure. You give a chance to people like Messi. It all started well. I don't know why Thomas Tuchel was trying to defend it. It's just 1-0 up. Just take it as a normal game. Keep on attacking. If your players are tired, try to remove them from the front side and try to bring on more attackers, because you had Saka on the bench. You had Madueke on the bench. You had Rashford. You had Oli Watkins. You had a lot of attackers. Why would you decide to bring on the defenders? That was absolutely a joke. Let me hear from you. Consider subscribing to my channel. I'm Sir Big Mike. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.